We're in Maryland, though, so the snowstorm could be 1 inch, it could be 100 inches, it could be 85 degrees tomorrow. But to find out all the up-to-date information, we had to bring in a specialist. So we have our good buddy, Weather Joe from DES. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for having me. I'm Joseph, and I'm from the Department of Emergency Services, so I'm the Emergency Management Associate. And one of my tasks, my job, is that we talk in regular coordination with the National Weather Service along with our state and other local jurisdictions about weather things, because we always like to be prepared as we can be for whatever weather might be out there. So one of my things is I update the county and other residents and stuff on our winter weather. So for this winter weather event, this information is all compiled with National Weather Service information, and it is for the snow event from this evening into tomorrow, Thursday, and throughout a little bit of the day Friday.
So Joe, I obviously am being prepared. I have my weather beard going. I'm looking for a lot of snow, but we need to update the people. So maybe we should go through some slides?
I like it. Let's
do
it.
All right, Austin, our intern in the booth, take us through our slides. Number one. Yeah. Tell us about the night.
Right, so we're going to start kind of day by day is how we're going to go through it. So we're going to start off with Wednesday night into Thursday afternoon. So there is a winter weather advisory that will go into effect at 7 p.m. This evening through tomorrow at 12 p.m. It's supposed to be a wintry mix to start this evening, so we'll have some rain and snow involved, and then it'll transition to all snow by Wednesday night. Snowfall is potentially going to be heavy at times, especially at the beginning of this storm. Thursday morning, early morning is supposed to be heavy at times. And then between tomorrow, Wednesday night into Thursday afternoon, we're supposed to get about 1 to 3 inches possible during that time frame. So
before we get too far ahead of ourselves, right, Joe? Tomorrow morning, most people are going to be waking up. Yeah. What can they expect if they're going to work around 7 to 8 o'clock?
Most likely they'll see snow. There will be snow on the ground. The transition between the rain and snow mix. The transition between the snow and
Thank you,
rain
Amy. Hope
mix,
that helps. Let us know.
Sorry about that. The transition between the snow and rain will actually occur sometime overnight. So most likely it'll start as rain this evening when it's still warm out, because today, it's very warm, and then it'll transition to all snow, and it should be all snow by tomorrow morning's commute for sure.
All right, so school's probably going to be virtual tomorrow, maybe. We'll find out. I'm sure our booth would like a virtual day off. We have our students in there today.
Sadly, I don't have any say in how that works out, but I like to give the forecast as best I can for sure.
That's great. And as we're going along, we are Facebook Live, so if you have any questions for Joe or for us, just let us know. Drop them in the chat, and we'll make sure Joe answers them. Good. So continue on, Joe.
One of the things that I like to point out, I feel like a lot of people get the winter weather advisory and watch and warning kind of confused. So I wanted to explain what a winter weather advisory is, since that's what we will be under at 7 p.m. this evening. So a winter weather advisory is issued for any amount of freezing rain or when there's potentially 2 to 4 inches of snow alone or in combination with freezing rain expected. So pretty much just basic, if there's going to be anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow, it's a winter weather advisory. So just so everybody kind of knows what that means. An advisory is just a quick, hey, this is what you need to know, this is what might happen, and it may impact your day a little bit, whereas you start getting into the warnings and stuff and they get more severe. But currently, winter weather advisory in effect tonight at 7 p.m. through tomorrow at 12 p.m.
So from Jeopardy on.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll move into the next slide. We'll talk about Thursday afternoon into evening. There may be a portion of some brief lull in actual snowfall, and we may get some of that wintry mix. So that's kind of why I wanted to throw this in there, just so everybody can kind of understand the dynamics of the day tomorrow. Most likely in the morning, it'll be all snow, with then in the afternoon, evening, kind of a quick, brief moment of there might not be too much snow out there, but don't be too safe and think, oh, there's not going to be any more, because snow is expected to follow after.
Right. So even if you do have to go to work, maybe you'll have a nice drive home?
Maybe, potentially. Okay. Potentially in that afternoon, evening hour, but it still will be a wintry mix, and there'll still be definitely some snow, maybe rain combination with it.
But I have a feeling more is coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the next slide?
So next slide we'll get into. So for Thursday evening through Friday afternoon, we are anticipating heavy snowfall at times for that. Once it starts transitioning over to the evening and it starts dropping in temperatures, snow will pick back up, and the heaviest snowfall will actually most likely be before sunrise on Friday. So when everybody wakes up in the morning, there will most likely be a good amount of snow on the ground. Snow should taper off by Friday evening, so that evening commute most likely will be pretty clear. There might still be some lingering rain or a little bit of wintry mix, but the additional snow accumulation for Thursday evening through Friday afternoon will be 1 to 2 inches.
Now, are these two different storms?
So kind of, they're kind of in tangent with one another. We're just getting hit at two different times. So they're not necessarily two different storms. They're still relatively the same. The thing that is the temperature change is what's impacting the difference. So the temperature change tomorrow afternoon is what's making it kind of that rain, snow. It's kind of still the same storm. It's just the change of the ground temperature is what's impacting kind of the precipitation type that we're going to get.
Right. Makes sense.
Yep. So we'll go on to the next slide. So in total, this is up to date as of yesterday afternoon. So this is just a quick kind of forecast for the entire area. You'll see.
I believe they literally just posted a picture
very
recently
similar.
that looked exactly the same.
Yeah, and typically what you'll see too, and I kind of want to point this out, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but with snowfall totals and predictions, typically the day before or the day of the snowstorm is when you'll see the most accurate snowfall totals. So this is probably going to be pretty accurate all throughout, but this is over tonight through Friday afternoon, as you'll see up there, the 210 to 212. So that'll be the total snowfall accumulation for this event, and we're expecting all along the eastern shore for the most part 4 to 6 inches. Now that's not to say that potentially there might be some areas that have higher amounts or lower amounts, but usually in that 4 to 6 range is what we're expecting.
Right. So if people have just joined in, because I know we have 60 people watching right now, if they came in a little bit later, if you're looking at the 2 days, we're probably guessing that Friday morning is going to be a little worse, right?
Friday, I would anticipate, would be probably your worst of commutes, only because you're going to have the accumulation of snow from Thursday coupled in with the snow on the early morning Friday. So that's probably where you're going to see a lot of your potential hazardous commutes, primarily because of that. There'll be a transition of snow and rain mix, so you could have some freezing overnight, and then you're also going to have the continuation of snow and the pretty heavy snow Friday morning.
Right. So either way, be prepared.
Yes.
You may be driving in some stuff tomorrow
be.
morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning.
And as always, one of the things that we love to point out, especially in the virtual world that we're living in, a lot of due to COVID, if possible, it's always best to try to avoid driving if you can. If there's things you can do at home, if there's things you can do now to kind of prepare for the storm, it's always best to prepare. And I know recently we've had some storms that weren't necessarily as big as maybe some other predictions had. So it's always good, just be prepared as you can be. Don't kind of get into this lull of thinking, oh, well, it's not going to be anything, we're not expecting anything. It's better to be over-prepared and not have to use it than be under-prepared.
Right, and speaking of these last two, we were kind of on the cusp. It was a rain mix, and it was a good chance. Is this one a little different? This
one is a little different in that they are very much predicting that we're going to get snow. The portions that we kind of talked about that Thursday afternoon into evening will be really our main chance for a wintry mix, but we're not really on any line of anything. It's going to be snow. Like, there's no doubt about it. They're pretty confident that we're getting snow out of this.
That's good to know. So there is a difference in these storms.
Yes.
We do have a question. Chief Joe Sabori wants to know, is there a site that we can visit for winter driving tips, government and school closings, etc.?
So I will give out a couple websites that I know of that I'm familiar with as far as the winter weather and safety and driving tips. If you go to ready.gov, that's a Federal Emergency Management Agency or FEMA website, they have a ton of tips on there as far as how to drive in the weather, how to prepare for the weather. I mean, anything winter weather preparedness, they've got it on there. As far as seeing up-to-date snowfall totals and graphics, you can also go to the Weather Services website at weather.gov. This one specifically was created in help with weather.gov and our local office up in Philadelphia or Mount Holly. So that would be weather.gov/PHI, and you can see all the up-to-date snowfall total graphics, any warnings, watches that we have for the area, and predictions for what we're going to see for the rest of this. All this information's out there, pretty easy to find. Just going to the weather.gov website.
Sure. Thank you so much, Joe. So that's all the information we have, right?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to snow? Do you look forward to it when it comes?
Personally, I like the snow,
okay.
Primarily because I have no commute to work. So my commute to work is walking. So it's wonderful for me because I don't have to worry about driving or getting into any accidents or anything like that. When I used to have to drive longer distances for work, I didn't like the snow because it typically meant I would maybe have to drive. So I love the snow now because it's just a quick commute. I don't have to worry about driving anywhere. I just walk and it's easy. So
and get you live on TV.
Exactly. And it gets me live on TV. Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I know you're going to keep us up to date with the county. You're always great with your updates. Thank you for those. And if anything big changes, we'll make sure that people know, right?
For sure. We'll let them know. Yes.
Great. So stay safe on the next couple of days. Stay safe Thursday. I know it might not be as strong yet, but it's coming. Maybe not. But Friday we might be a little more dangerous. So please stay safe Thursday and Friday. Don't drive unless you have to, like Joe said. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us live. And we'll see you next time, sailors.